How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of Hop Butcher up in this piece in the form of their InterOcean. Yeah, this be a double IPA with Nectaron and Mosaic hops. Nectaron. I assume that tastes like nectarines. The tasting notes in the back might illustrate that. They say fresh tropical, dank citrus, and pleasant pine, so they do not call out nectarines in there. I've never heard of Nectaron. I don't know if I've had it before, but I assume if it's called Nectaron, it tastes like nectarine, so I assume it'd be stone fruits. Who knows? I will in about 3 minutes. So yeah, Hop Butcher for the world. I do a bunch of their beers because they sent them to me. Not just because of that, because I really enjoy them. Because if I didn't like them, I wouldn't do them. I still would actually, but they'd stop sending them. I shit on them all the time. But they send a lot of people beers nowadays, so go check out everybody else's thoughts on these two. More specifically, my boys, what I would call my boys, whether it be Joe from the Beer Patrol, Kyle from No Hype, the Nerd Sense dudes, my boy Keith from 93 Lumber. Even though Hop Butcher doesn't send him beer yet. Dude got a beer mail, and he has like 63 subscribers. Got his first viewer beer mail. That's what I'm talking about. It took me like 2 years. Anyway, I'm not angry. Likewise, it's cool. It's all paper ship and water. There's this water thing going on with I don't know if it's a meaningful thing from Hop Butcher or if it's a Dan Jetsa thing, but there's been a lot of like water themed stuff as of late, and I don't know who's vibing on that, but I dig it. I dig his art all the time. I actually have a couple posters that Hop Butcher set off, like actual frameable worthy stuff that I gotta get some frames for and put up. Once I do, I'll do a little tour of my room. I'll show you guys. Anyway, yeah, looks like a big old hazy, rich orange core, super tight, compact head, white as white could be, and has this kind of soft, ever so slight cataract edges. Yeah, I mean, she looks purty. Let's get a nose. Now, I know you guys don't believe this, but I've forgotten what I wrote on the label, so it's one of the great things about having a goldfish's memory, to where I don't think I'm easily influenced on there. I do remember them saying there's a pleasant pine thing on there. That's the one thing I do remember, and that is, I don't think they had to write that. It's definitely there in the nose. Now, there is this fruity thing that I just can't place. And I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to look and see if it jogs my memory. Fresh tropical. I would classify it as tropical fruit. Dank citrus. See, I pretty much get dank citrus in pretty much every beer, so I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get that. There's a tropical thing, but it's specific. I don't know if it's mangoes. I don't want to say mangoes. There's a tropical fruitiness in here that is spot on to something specific, and I can't pick it out. And I want to call it mangoes, an overripened mango. That's what I'm going to stick with. Hold me to it. But that outside of that tropical fruit, mango-ness, sure, citrus, you get that pretty much on almost every beer. There are ones that don't produce it, but almost all do. But it really is that kind of pininess that really drives it home. And it's nice. It's bright. It's prickly. It's not super over the top like ranky or anything like that. It's very spritzy, very kind of top of the pine, not like earthy or danky or over the top, down on the bottom, syrupy. It's not syrupy, sappy kind of ness. Dive in. Cheers. Okay. Well, that's delicious and it's dangerous. This drinks cripplingly easily. Like, this is like danger juice. The carbonation in combination with that pineness makes this beer prickly across the whole thing, because the carbonation has a spritziness to it, but that pine, again, it's the top of the pine. It's that sharpness of the pine. It's not murky or danky or slow or wide or sappy. It's prickly and it's aggressive without being over the top. So it has this kind of just aggressive kind of mouthfeel to it, but at the same time, it has this beautiful kind of soft mouthfeel to it. I know I'm contradicting myself, but I think you guys understand what I'm talking about if you drink these kind of beers. I went all in mango. I'll take a little bit of that. So let's take that mango, walk it back a little bit. Mango creamsicle. That's what I have going on here. That creamsicle thing, that orange creamsicle, which some breweries nail really, really well. Even in non-milkshake IPAs, even though, who knows with Hop Butcher, there might be a little lactose and everything. You don't know. Even though Jeremiah from Hop Butcher has told me ad nauseum there is no lactose in the beer if they don't say there isn't. But anyway, you can get that kind of creamsicle thing from non-lactose beers, and it's almost exclusively a orange creamsicle is what I've always said. I don't think I've ever said mango creamsicle in my life. Maybe I have said mango creamsicle if somebody's made a beer that was called mango creamsicle, and then I've gone, yeah, it tastes like mango, but not like mango creamsicle, because I've never had a mango creamsicle. This is what a mango creamsicle would taste like in combination with that kind of sprightly, aggressive kind of pininess. So it just isn't that milkshakey, fruity thing that you would expect from a milkshake IPA, but it has those characteristics in a non-overly sweet kind of way. It's not like I'm sitting here drinking this going, oh my god, this is so sweet, and it's like a milkshake IPA, and then just tastes like sugar. It's not that beer. But when I sit here and I try to pick out and describe what I'm tasting, that tropical fruitiness is so distinct to mango for me. I just can't blankly call it tropical fruit. It just doesn't work for me. And then once you actually, and that was on the nose, and then once you get in that taste, it's the same thing. It's mango, but there's that added component of that soft, lactose-esque, kind of heavily oated, kind of creamsicle thing that just marries so well with the two that it ends up being that kind of a mango creamsicle. Once you throw that bittering, spritzy, and kind of sharp point on the other end of things, it's really all over the place beer. But here's the thing that ties it all together, in that it actually ties all together. And by that I mean, it doesn't taste disjointed. And by that I mean, a lot of breweries try to do what this beer is doing, but fail. And by that I mean, they try to do like a mango creamsicle fucking weed beer. And they put all the flavor profiles of mango, creamsicle, and weed in the beer. And they're all separate components. You're like, you get this big green component, you get this lactose or heavy oat addition, then you get this kind of mango-esque kind of hop thing going on, but they're all separate. They're all kind of working, not in conjunction. Not that they're working against themselves, but it's just like you get that taste, you get that taste, you get that taste. This tastes like one singular component, and that you're getting all of those bits and pieces. That green, that sharpness of that pine, that kind of creamsicle vibe with the mango, but it all tastes like one thing. And that's a really hard to trick to pull off. And one of the reasons why I like what these guys do so much, because it's not like they do deliver flavors that some people rarely do deliver. I'm not going to say they don't do that, but what they do, and they do exceptionally well, is that when they do those kind of things, they nail them more often than not. Sure, they're not all home runs. They're not even all singles. Sometimes they strike out, but they're few and far between. And consistency really is the key to a really good brewery. And you could sit there and you can tell me, and I would agree with you, that some of the seminal breweries out there, whether it be the Hill Farmsteads of the world, the Cantillons of the world, the West Videlins of the world, the whatever you want to call it, some of the best breweries in the world, they're the most consistent breweries in the world. I think a lot of people wouldn't put Hop Butcher in that same paragraph, because their consistency comes from big stouts and big hazies, and that's viewed as kind of child's play. It's kind of like, well, they're consistent, but they're consistent in this style, so who gives a fuck? That's the shit that's kind of annoys me, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyway, yeah, I love this beer. It's probably one of my more favorite Hop Butcher beers that I've had in quite some time, and oddly enough, I believe I saw this review go up today from the Nerd Sense guys, and I believe Kyle from No Hype might have posted it too, and I was like, perfect. So I reviewed it. Now I can go watch those reviews. I don't watch any review that I haven't done before. And, yeah, now I'm pumped to see what those guys have to say. So, yeah, we'll get this up in a short order, hopefully. And when you're done watching this, go over to those guys, subscribe, check them out, because they're awesome. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. Yes, it's one of my favorite. Let's put it in a Mount Rushmore status, just for fun skis. Bag availability, it's Hop Butcher. I'm guessing this is, give or take $1 or $2, $18. non-brewery only, because none of their stuff is brewery only, and leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like New School Haze, you're not afraid of a little bit of green, and you just like creamsicle stuff in a way that's not lactose. And again, I can't stress it enough. I'm not insinuating, I'm not talking about lactose being in this beer, just giving me those vibes. So if you like those vibes without that milkshake kind of background, or if you just like big hazies, or if you just like well done beer, regardless of style, you will like this. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little hot butcher right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.